would just like to say thank you very much to everybody that's tuning in today. Thank you if you're a returnee, and if you're new, welcome. As you can see today, those of you who haven't been before, but those of you who have, will know I've got a new setup today. I just thought I'd try something slightly different. It's just that my old setup was feeling a little bit, I like the energy there, but it was feeling just much smaller, much too small. And as you know, the readings over the last couple of weeks have been getting quite long. Spirit's had a lot to tell us, so I thought I would try this and just see. So let me know in the comments below if you prefer this setup or if you would prefer that I return to my previous setup. If you're new here, have a look at some of the other videos and then you'll be able to tell me which one you prefer. It does take a little bit longer for me to set up because I'm in my kitchen now, and I'm going to have to get used to the energy. The energy is slightly different. Okay, I've just cut the cards and it says a new start is coming. Okay, got a feeling that we needed that one, but I will shuffle and see if Spirit has anything else from this deck that they want us to work with this week. I just want to thank you all. The number of subscribers is increasing. I want to thank you for the support to the channel. There we go. Looks like we have. Okay. And a new romantic cycle begins too. So very nice. New starts all around by the looks of things. Okay. Just thank you very much for the support. Thank you very much for just continuing to tune in and like and subscribe. I just want you to know it is gratefully appreciated. Gratefully appreciated. So I'm now going to take the Oracle of the Seven Energies deck and see what this Oracle has to say for us today. Okay, we've had one fall out straight away. Let's have a look. Okay. Didn't feel like I needed to take that one. So thank you, Spirit. Please just take a moment as I'm shuffling, just to close your eyes and tune in. Ask your guides, your ancestors and your guardian angels, those legions of people that guide and protect you, to tune in and provide you with the knowledge that you need to hear right now. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So we have the Royal You. What a beautiful card. I will, of course, read from the books in a second when I've taken all. And then we finally have the Wisdom of the Oracle. So, yeah. Okay. So Spirit is definitely signalling, and I think after last week's reading last week was just that final clearing, wasn't it, of any of those energies that were stuck, any of the things that were holding you back. And it was this transitional week, a week of not pushing forward with anything. It was a very an energy that was slightly uncomfortable, and I don't know about you, but actually that was very much the feeling of the early part of my personal week. It started to feel like I was coming out of it till kind of like Thursday onwards. Some of you may well have felt very tired last week. There was a pink moon at the early part of the week, and I don't know about you, but it made me feel very, very tired. So it felt perhaps that we were shifting, energetically and spiritually shifting for this new start that Spirit is signaling is coming. Thank you, Spirit. So we have Loyal Heart here. Okay, and that is number 35. 3 and 5 is 8. So let's read from the books and see what we have here. So in the Moonology deck firstly we had a new start is coming, new moon card, and then we had a new romantic cycle begins. So let's have a look. New moon. You have to bear with me because it takes me a minute to find these ones. I still haven't got the handle of how this book is laid out. New moon. All right, let's have a look. We've got the new moons here. Oh, okay. Right, here we go. Oh, God, finally. Right, okay. This card says there is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck, so well done, you guys. Seems to me Spirit is saying that you've done the clearing, you've done the work, and you've cleared the decks for that new energy to enter in. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you're feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now, or something totally new and fresh is on its way. So either way, whether you're still stuck in a situation, whether you feel I've not quite manifested that new start yet, it is on its way, and it's a blessed new start, and that Spirit saying yes, absolutely. We then have new moon in Libra. Okay. And those of you looking for love, it looks like this is very auspicious because it says, give and take could well be the answer to whatsoever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you and for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning, and if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. In anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is the sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Okay. And that ties in very much with the Wisdom of the Oracle card, which came out, and you notice you've got the two owls there looking at each other, king and queen, balanced, okay? I suspect you've got a heart there too. So it looks like love and connection, reciprocity, working together is very much the energy of this week and the future and the start of this new period that you're entering into. I will read this one, but it'd be interesting to see what it says. I suspect it's going to mirror this card very much so. Okay, we'll now have a look at the 7 energies card and what that said, and that was the Royal You, and it's a very, very beautiful card. And as we come to learn that all that purple is very much your connection to spirit, connection to your higher self, using that third eye chakra, being very, very much open to the wisdom that is within you and the wisdom that comes from those that guide you. It's a number 16, which is 1 and 6, which when added together makes 7. And 7 is very much the number of the metaphysical, of the spiritual, of the mystical. So let's see what it says. This number, so the Royal You says, key concepts are sovereignty, responsibility, self-confidence, self-rule, ownership of your feelings and actions, and a quiet sense of empowerment, being self-aware and not allowing outside influences out of alignment with your truth. It says here you are the ruler of your mind, and you're being invited now to consider what discipline you need to apply to your thoughts. Are they consistent with the values and beauty you intend for your life? It is important now to keep your focus on what is right and good for you as well as others. Challenges in your life at this time, no matter how large or small, must be met with a measured response. If life sends you a challenge, can you speak up and set your boundaries with grace and surety? Calm, intelligent leadership is called for now. Sovereigns know when to plan their battles, so stay out of unnecessary skirmishes and strategically wield your personal power. Now is the time to lead from the heart, from your authenticity and integrity. Hold your head high and know your worth. That is the mark of the true sovereign. Right. So very much spirit echoing, even though it says about a new romantic cycle. Remember, it was saying that balance is required, that there's a need for reticence, a need for contemplation, a need for being balanced and judicious in what you say and how you say things, okay? So that very much being supported by the Royal You, very much supporting the Moon card there. And then finally, I'm going to take the Wisdom of the Oracle and read the meaning for the Loyal Heart card, okay? Right. So, the Loyal Heart. Essential meanings are fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. The Loyal Heart. Essential meanings are loyalty, fidelity, and devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. Now, I'm feeling quite strongly I need to read the relationship message on this one. And it says, your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Okay? And at its core, that divine protection, loyalty, and honesty is going to come if there is a speaking and a moving from your heart center in your relationships and your connections. I'm also going to read the protection message. Are you stubborn or overly tenacious about an idea? Or have you become so attached to something that you just don't know how to let it go? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a sign that it is time to prune away all who don't deserve your trust and have no place in your life. So for those of you who are feeling that you've been betrayed at some point, maybe recently, or you're getting over a betrayal, it's just an indication that you need to, that needs cutting away, okay? That energy wasn't serving you and had no place in this new start that you are creating. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. Let go of the old and all your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you. Make some room. So Spirit clearly indicating that there's a great new start coming. If there's some stubbornness, some stickiness of ideas, thoughts, behaviors, let go of it, because that new start is very, very auspicious, okay? And for some of us, it's going to be very much not only just a new start in your life, but a romantic start as well. And that romantic start, all those new starts in terms of relationships, require that the regal side of yourself takes precedence, and that you don't just charge in, that you choose, if there are challenges, that you choose your battles carefully, okay? Speak from the heart center in all that you do. And, you know, I don't know, it's not for me to tell you what to do, but I know myself personally, if I don't know what to do, then I do nothing. That's what I tend to do until the answer comes to me. So I'd like to now just ask Spirit, thank you Spirit for the messages so far. Could you please speak to us through the tarot and tell us what you would like to add in terms of messages for this week, in terms of your guidance and messages for this week. Thank you very much. Guardian angels, ancestors, guides. I've just cut the deck and look, I've got Ace of Cups, very much. And you know, aces are new gifts, new starts, and that's a new romantic start. So let's see. All right, so for some of us, very, very strongly, Spirit is saying romance is coming, a new start in romance, a new start generally, but definitely for some of us, a new start in romance. So if you've just met someone, be mindful of how the communication is, question and look at some of the beliefs that you hold about romance, about yourself in romance, about perhaps, you know, the divine feminine or the divine masculine, and what your expectations may or may not be of who and what they are or should be, because it's not a time to be operating from hurt or reacting. Okay, and as Spirit said, how well do you set your boundaries and do you speak with dignity? Okay, so Spirit, Guardian Angels, thank you. What do we need to know this week? What would you have us know? Okay, so we have the Knight of Rods. Okay, thank you, Spirit, Guardian Angels. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That one flipped up. I'll see if it comes back again. Guardian Angels, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, right, powerful energy today. We have the Emperor, all right. Oh, and another one here. Six of Pentacles. We also have the Sun. Fantastic. Okay, Spirit, one more. What else? Oh, right, and that one's flipped right out onto the floor. So bear with me whilst I go get it. And we have the Tower. All right, Sun and the Tower. Interesting, interesting. Right. So first of all, we had the Knight of Rods. And the rods, as we know, are the suit that deals with our passions, your spiritual energies, it's your creativity center. Okay. The Knight of Rods is traveling. Okay. And he's traveling out with a belief that there is a better destiny for him. It's a belief in the unknown and that there are possible changes ahead. The Knight of Rods is a messenger. The Knights are always messengers. And so there's some kind of message, some kind of forward movement when it comes to that, what it is you desire from your heart, what creative endeavors, what it could be new job, it could be new opportunity, but they're stepping out on a journey to a new destination, creating new, something that you're passionate about. We then have the Eight of Swords. Now, the swords are about our mental faculties, okay? And the Eight of Swords would indicate that there has been, you've been caged, that caging of yourself in the mind. You're now getting out of that energy, okay? That energy has, sorry, that cards are falling on the floor. That energy is dissipating. There's been a period where you felt bound, you couldn't go anywhere, but actually, can you see there's an opening here? And that feeling of being bound, you could have walked through at any point, but you're getting rid of that feeling of being caged because it was all mental. What thoughts, what habits, what ideas, just as this card said here, which one was it? It was this one, I think, that said, what habits are you holding on to, and ideas and thoughts about yourself are you holding on to that were caging you? If they're still there, make an effort to let go of them. But Spirit's saying very much it was a mental thing. There actually wasn't a real cage there. There was nothing holding you, because if you'd taken the blindfold off, you would have seen that there was a gap and that you could have walked straight through. So that feeling of unable to free yourself from bondage, but you're freeing yourself now from that bondage, from that situation that made you feel like that. The Emperor is a very auspicious card to get. The Emperor indicates that you're really stepping into your sovereignty and power. It's a mature masculine energy, but obviously it's the energy, not the sex of the person, okay? Because energy is non-gendered. This is a person who can execute their plans, a person who's strong, knows how to maintain an overview of the situation, isn't short-sighted, isn't unreasonable. So this is the energy that this was talking about and the royal you was indicating, okay? that royal energy, that energy of being able to set your boundaries, talk from a place of love, talk with conviction, balanced, stable, okay, mature in your outlook and your energies, and able to have reciprocal relationships, meetings, conversations, etc. Okay, so a nice energy for this week. We then have the Six of Pentacles, and Pentacles are about your stability, the material side of your life, and number 6 is very much the number of being repaid. There's through material prosperity, okay? This is indicating reciprocity. Can you see how this guy, he's being generous and handing out to others? There's an energy of you being rewarded and repaid for the energies you've been putting out, for the seeds you've been sowing. They've been watered. You've learnt the skills. You've moved forward to a certain extent. And I suspect this is Spirit rewarding you, being generous to you in terms of your emotional energy, for doing all that emotional work. This reading is very much about the emotions and about your connections and your communications. So this reward is the reward for having done the work emotionally. You may well find this week that on an emotional level, your relationships, friendships, family situations, okay, become a little easier if you manage to maintain that Emperor-like stance. So remember, it came out next to it, okay? That's calm, mature, balanced, confident, sure energy of someone who knows who they are, knows what they deserve, but is objective, balanced, stands their ground, okay? But not through rage, anger, or from a place of lack, want, or hurt. The Sun, probably the most auspicious card in the tarot deck, one of them at least anyway. And the Sun is indicating that everything's been cleared. The Sun is coming out. There's a warmth. Things are moving in the direction that you would want them to be. The Sun indicates that everything is all well in your world, really. There's a sincerity in relationships. You've been liberated now from the feelings of limitation. There's a feeling of growth. Can you see that there's all these sunflowers here and everything's lush and green. But notably, there is a couple here. So again, this reading indicating this is very much about relationships, and it could be a romantic relationship, because remember we said a new start and romantic relationship. And if that's the case, then this Sun card is saying this relationship is going to be sunny. It's going to be one that's balanced here, okay? If it's a friendship, similarly, there could, maybe if you've had some challenges in a friendship, you will find a new balance in this friendship. One that's coming from a place of truth, because you notice the Emperor holds a sword, and the swords are about truth, communication, okay? So it's going to come from a place of truth, and there's going to be more balance. You're going to be feeling there's been more reciprocation in these connections. And for some of you, it may well be with a family member, Perhaps there's been a situation with a family member whereby you thought it was torturous and you were bound and constrained and there was kind of angst and disruption. Well, now there's a new start. You're journeying out onto a new start, and that situation is being released. You've walked through the gap in the swords, okay, into this Emperor energy. There's going to be far greater reciprocation and balance in the connections, okay? Now that's assuming that you maintain that royal you stance and energy, and ensure that you do clear anything that, any old ideas or any habits that still, perhaps, maybe you have to rethink everything you once thought about relationship and about connection and about yourself in relationship and connection. Now, the Tower is saying that this is coming through fast. This change is happening quickly. Tower, when it shows up in a reading, often people get quite frightened by the Tower because, as you can see, it's like, oh my God, everything's on fire. The two people are having to leap into the unknown, into choppy waters. And it was obviously, it's a lightning bolt. It happened quickly without warning. There's smoke everywhere. It looks like there's no escape. And the only way to go is into the choppy waters below, which could mean death or by drowning. However, the Tower doesn't always mean negativity. It's just sudden, means that there's sudden change or disruption or adversity. So this sun coming out into your relationships is going to be a sudden change. It may well take you unawares because you've shifted your energy. You have become new. You have beginning to stand in your Emperor energy. Okay? Sorry, I'm trying to angle them so that they're right on the camera. I can't quite get used to this new angle. Right, I think that's better. You are new in your Emperor energy. And so this sun coming out onto your relationships, making them anew, shining its light on them, making them warmer, is going to be quite sudden, okay? And you notice here, there's an eagle. And remember, eagles are sharp-sighted. They see their prey from a long, long way away. They take their time before they strike. And that is very much the energy of this week, okay? That is who you need to be this week in those relationships and in those connections. For some of us, very much a romantic ones coming in, but for all of us, definitely a new start. And for some of us, perhaps a new start, not just in life, in our work, and who we are, but also in romance as well. So a real auspicious looking week, very different to last week. This week I felt very much I needed to ask for the energies of the feminine to come in here. So I'm using a couple of decks I haven't used for a long time. All right, just to ask for what advice we need. Spirit needs to give us. So this week, thank you, Spirit, guardian angels. Thank you very much. What advice would you give the Divine Melanated Collective this week? Okay, what advice? Who is with us? Who is helping us? And with what spirit and energy? Thank you very much. Okay. And I felt very much need to connect to the kind of ancient wisdoms. So this is a Kemetic deck, and Kemet is obviously the original name for Egypt. Okay. Okay, thank you, Spirit. What energies do we need to be mindful of? What? Who is with us? What advice do you have for us this week? Okay, we have the Brother in Darkness. Overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Okay. Very nice, very lovely. I'll read from that in a second. Okay. Overcoming the Brother in Darkness. Okay, so this is very much about healing the divine masculine energy. And strangely enough, I have a notebook which has little quotes on the bottom, and that was saying the same thing, that the masculine energy was what needed to be healed. Now that's the masculine energy, whether it be within you as a feminine being or a masculine identifying being, because remember, it's energies, okay? So the Brother in Darkness says here, there is a test that you are currently moving through because you are ready to progress more deeply into wisdom, light, acceptance, and inner peace. The test is in the guise of a negative energy source, either within you or apparently outside of you. The truth, we are all one, and the world is our mirror for whatever healing task lies within, even though sometimes the source of difficulty appears to be external rather than an opportunity for us to gain mastery with our own responses through inner healing. So very much talking about you or ourselves and our inner healing. Remember these two cards, this one was saying very much that you have to be thinking about how you speak, what you speak, when you speak, and who to, because it's about you maintaining your sovereignty. Yeah, the royal sovereignty, the royal you, and being in your emperor spirit. Now that emperor spirit can be harsh, rash, cruel, and brutal, or that emperor spirit can be just, balanced, and reciprocal, as we see here. Very much healing of the brother energy. We're saying tap into the feminine side of yourself and allow that balance to come in and heal the injury that's been done to the masculine energy. Okay, so whether that's the masculine energy within you or whether that's you dealing with someone externally, it's not to allow that masculine energy, the emperor energy, which can use its sword quite sharply, but to use instead the energy of balance and reciprocation in order to get your point across, because that is when and how the sun will come out, and those relationships will be transformed through the sun's energy. Okay, it will happen suddenly, it will happen quickly, and it may well take you by surprise. However, it will lead to much more give and take, balance, reciprocation, love, coming from a loving space. Okay, so very much a reading about ourselves. Just one last question to spirits. I'm going to use the White Light Oracle, which I find really quite powerful, and I will admit to you that sometimes I'm a little bit scared of it. The images are very, very strong, and I did feel very, very drawn to these two decks today. So Spirit, Guardian Angels, White Light, Oracle of the White Light, please. What energy, what advice would you give to us today? Okay, very much a reading about yourself, about that final balancing of the energies within yourself so that you can balance the energies external to yourself and step forward with that new beginning, new romantic beginning, as well as a new beginning in life in general. And you can step forward in that, really with that Emperor energy, quite commanding, sure, confident, but a balanced masculine energy, not a masculine energy that comes from a place of fear or damage, because when the masculine energy is damaged, the masculine energy then feels the need to control and dictate, bully and overpower, and that's what Spirit is guarding against. Okay, so White Light Oracle, thank you Spirit. Okay, so what final guidance would the White Light Oracle like to give us? Thank you Spirit. And please, if you're still here, please give me a thumbs up. Please just give a thumbs up on the video, because, and you do need to do that because apparently the YouTube algorithm will not show this video if people are not made aware that the algorithm is not made aware that actually people want to see this kind of content. So please, if you're still here, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share and the video if you're so inclined. And also subscribe if that's what you would like to do. It'd be much appreciated. I'm very grateful for any support that I get. At the moment, the White Light Oracle is not speaking to me right now. Okay, White Light Oracle, what final advice would you give us? Okay, please do feel free to share this information. I hope it's resonated with you. Just remember, not all of it will resonate with everyone, but it's very much been a message about yourself and your relationship to yourself and your relationship and connections to others. Okay, all right, we're not really getting anything. Okay, Spirit, do you have any advice from the White Light? for us this week? Ah, there we go. We have it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guardian angels. Ah, we have 2. So we have, and that's the one that actually fell out before. The Pearl of Shadow. How gorgeous are these cards? So that's the Pearl of Shadow. Okay, and we have the second one, which is Telepathy of Terramata. And I'm sure looking at them, you can see just how powerful these cards appear to be. Okay, so we have. So let's have a look firstly at Pearl of Shadow, because she popped out twice. I actually put it back in the deck. However, when I shuffled again, it came out again. So we obviously need to take this one. Okay. So this is about, it says, taking responsibility for your experiences empowers you. You're going to resolve an issue through spiritual inspiration and higher guidance. You will rise up in full connection to your spirit and access a wealth of divine treasure. That which has brought darkness into your world shall submit to the light and be transformed. That's the darkness that has been brought into the world, and that's the light. See? That's the light that came out. Okay. Yeah. And it's that light that has come out and is going to be transformed. And suddenly, remember I said it's going to happen suddenly, and that's the transformation it's talking about. Fantastic. Okay. So let's carry on, shall we, and see what else it has to say. Have courage and commitment to your awakening, for you are a precious being and can go far on the spiritual path this lifetime. So this is about transformation. And remember, I've been saying, haven't I, that things are going to change, and suddenly you're on a new path. You're setting off in a different direction. Even though you don't know where you're going, you're still prepared to take it. All the cards have been saying, this is a new start, new start, new start romantically, okay? But you're not afraid to take this new start. You've gotten rid of these mental tortures and you walked through the gap, even though it was an imagined one, okay? The sun and the warmth is going to transmute all of those connections, okay? Pay in particular attention that that divine masculine within you is balanced, and it's not the harsh, cruel, hurt energy that comes forth in your connections in this week, because then you'll find very much so that that transformation leads to balance and reciprocity. So everything really connecting in. Okay, the royal you is transforming, and the emperor transforming all your connections, healing the damage done to the divine masculine. Okay. All right, so let's see what the telepathy of Terramata has to say. And notably, you got card number 35 and you got card number 36. Okay, 36, 3 and 6 is 9, endings. So there's new endings, meaning endings always lead to new starts. So you've got 2 cards of new starts. You've got the number of endings here. This card 2 is 35. 2 cards of 35, 3 and 5 is 8. Okay, and 8 is always about new wealth coming through. Transformation, things changing, okay? Right, so let's have a look at the telepathy of Terramata and see what that has to tell us. So, we have the pathway for your spiritual fulfillment and the sacred manifestation of your purpose is not necessarily logical and will evolve organically. The skillful and unpredictable workings of the Earth Mother are supporting your soul journey unconditionally. Follow up on inspired ideas and allowing for unexpected shifts in direction are integral to the manifestation of your soul purpose. And it says unexpected shifts. These unexpected shifts coming in are integral to your soul's purpose development. That's the unexpected shift we're talking about. So these unexpected shifts may not just be in your relationships, or maybe a sudden change in the direction in which you go, but allow for them because they're integral to this new start. Okay, lovely, lovely. Okay, so really quite positive reading this week. And it says, commit to an idea that feels good in your heart, even if it seems improbable or unattainable. It will manifest successfully. Oh, Spirit, very much here with you. Very much here with you and telling you that we fulfill our hearts. We are contributing toward the fulfillment of all hearts. We will recognize at a deep intuitive cellular level that our soul fulfillment is never just about us as individuals. Whether there is genuine spiritual win, every being benefits. So in you winning, in that reciprocity, in your connections, everybody wins. Remember, the sun is coming out for you this week, okay? In your connections, in your relationships, and there's going to be healing, especially in the masculine energy, okay? If new things come up, new starts, then accept them, okay? Accept them. So, just one last piece of advice from Spirit. And again, if you're still with me, thank you very much. Oh, thank you, Spirit. And again, manifestation. There we go. We have manifestation. Manifestation is a fruition and confidence and belief. So Spirit very much telling us this week, the last of everything is done. You have gotten rid of the swords that were defeating you. You're stepping out on a new pathway, and it's a new journey in your life. And for some of us, life and love, and for some of us, just in love. Okay. It is blessed. The sun is shining on this. Okay. And in this, the connections and communications are going to be healed. Your manifestation is here, both within yourself and in your connections. And once you take these opportunities, which may come in suddenly for you, know that Spirit is with you and that it is blessed. Okay? Because you're here, you're ready to manifest. And it's a fruition of confidence and belief. Spirit is acknowledging that you had the belief, you stayed the path, you took Spirit's advice, and you kept moving forward. And now it's ready here to manifest for you. I have been Insightful Angel. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been your reading. Please like, share and subscribe to the video. Thank you very much for joining me. I wish you a great week ahead. And bye and take care. See you next week. Bye.